Hello dear students. Yes, we'll move on to the one more derivation, that is expression for the potential energy of two charges in an external electric field. In the sense, so far we have discussed the potential energy of two charges or system of charges in the absence of electric field. Now we are going to study in the presence of external electric field. So let us consider a uniform external electric field somewhat like this. Okay. For a time I have taken this. Now you take a point, let us say A over here. Okay. Now your job is to bring one charge Q1 from infinity to this particular point A over here. What are you supposed to do? Your job is to do charges which is there at infinity, and from there you are supposed to bring and keep it over here. In which point? Let us say point A. Now think and give me the answer. At the time of bringing Q1 from infinity to this particular point, do you want to do any work done over there? Is there any work done in the process? Yes. Whenever you are bringing a charge from infinity to this particular point against the electric field, that is the external electric field which is there over here. In the previous discussion, what we discussed, there is a potential energy of two charges in the absence of electric field. We have got W1 as 0 over here. Why? Because you brought a Q1 from infinity to this particular point in the absence of electric field. But whenever you are bringing charge Q1 from infinity to this particular point in the presence of electric field, then you need to do some work against the electric field which is there already over here. So it should be what I can write work done due to external electric field over here. What is the basic formula I can expect based on your electric potential formula, that is this V which is equal to W by Q, that is the amount of work done by bringing unit positive charge from where infinity to this particular point, and it should be against electric field. So it is matching with this particular relation. So with respect to W, what I can write over here? V into Q. Now Q can be replaced by what? With charge you are bringing, that is Q1. So Q1 into, so what is the potential at this particular point I can expect? Let us say the potential you have got, that is V1. So can I write W1 which is equal to, W1 means what? It is the amount of work done by bringing what? Q1 from where? Infinity to, and where is supposed to keep? At this particular point A. At the time of keeping, are you doing a work against or along? It should be against the electric field over here. So that's why it is said it is the equation 1. Now you take one more point B which is separated by a distance, let us say R. Okay. So which point you have taken? V you have taken, and one more charge we are supposed to bring from where? As you know, that is infinity to this particular point. So one more time we are supposed to bring that at the time of bringing which charge? Q2 from where? Infinity to this particular point. Are you bringing a charge Q2 against the electric field or along the direction of electric field? You are supposed to bring against the direction of electric field somewhat like this. So at the time of doing this process, whether work done is there or not, yes, there is a work done you need to do to bring the charge Q2 from where? Infinity to this particular point. So W2 can be taken as what? Can I say the potential at this particular point B as V2? So can I write this is nothing but what? V2 into which charge you are bringing from infinity? That is nothing but Q2 over here. Let us say it is the equation 2. Now use your common sense. If you have, don't you think the charge which you have kept at a point A, which is Q1 over here, we have already kept. Wherever you keep a charge, don't you think there will be an electric field around this region over here? Are you getting? So at the time of keeping Q2 at this particular point, you need to do work done. One work done, that is the first work done against electric field, and one more work done we are supposed to do, that is opposite to the direction of electric field which is produced by what? Which charge? That is Q1. Which means Q1 which is having of its own electric field around it than external electric field. So which means, what is the basic formula I can expect? That is the potential at B due to what? Q1 into Q2. So what is supposed to write? Potential at point B due to which charge? Q1. So can I write this is the formula we have 1 by 4 times L1 Q by R. Now your Q can be replaced by what? This potential due to this particular point due to which charge? That is nothing but what? That is nothing but, can I write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R into Q2 over here? It is nothing but W3. So how to get the total work done in the particular system? How many? What is the potential we have stored over here in this particular system? That is sum of this, correct? No? That is W1 plus W2 plus W3, correct? So replace all the values and get the result in some more like this. It's the W1 plus W2 plus W3. W1 can be replaced by what? What we have over here? That is V1 into Q1 plus V2 into Q2 plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R. Correct? Next. Now at this particular point, whether your charges are moving or not, whether your charges are moving at this particular point, you have kept two charges at a point A and at a point B. So if there is no movement at this particular point, what kind of energy stores over here? That is nothing but potential energy. So now whatever work we have done to store, we stores in terms of which energy? That is potential energy. That is nothing but this potential energy. So your W can be replaced by U. Why? Because it is an indication of which energy? Potential energy. So that is a V1 Q1 plus V2 Q2 plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R. So this is what I can expect. Potential energy, the potential energy of two charges in the presence or absence, in the presence of external electric field. Yes, we will move on to the one more derivation, that is find electric potential of a dipole when you placed in a certain external uniform electric field. Okay. So far we are keeping the two charges in a external electric field. Now your job is to keep what? One dipole. What do you mean by dipole, by the way? Dipole which is nothing but having equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance, correct? Now, so before we keep any dipole, we need what? External electric field is somewhat like this, okay? Somewhat in so many external electric field which is there over here, okay? Now, this, for example, if I consider this as a dipole which is having equal and opposite charges, means this is nothing but plus and minus over here, correct? Now, if I keep this particular dipole in such a way that, okay, this is minus q and this should be a plus q, and direction of dipole is this, okay, minus to plus, and which makes an angle theta over here. Now, what happens here is that it's like see, if I take this as a dipole, okay, and if I keep any under the region of external electric field, what happens here? It will take a rotation somewhat like this, and if I leave somewhat like this, don't you think it takes a anti-clockwise direction somewhat like this, correct? So to oppose that, what we need to do, I don't want to take it anti-clockwise direction, so that what I can do, I suppose to apply the anti-torque over here, got it? And which gives, so initially if I give rotation, it is nothing nothing but a torque, rotational force, correct? Now, how to oppose this? We need to apply what? Anti-torque, which is nothing but we need to hold somewhat like this, correct? So, which means, so whenever you keep any dipole under the region of external electric field, it will start oscillating somewhat like this. So, how to neutralize this particular oscillatory motion over here? We need to apply what? External torque, correct? So, similarly, what is the small amount of work done I can expect? That is force into displacement. What kind of force we supposed to apply over here? That is external torque we supposed to apply on where? The dipole which is there under the region of external electric field. So, which is nothing but rotating force, that is tau into d theta. Tau means what? It is the external torque which is applied where? On the dipole. So, this is a small amount of work done. Now, how to get the total amount of work done in the particular system over here? Just by integrating this small amount of work done, we will get to know what is the total amount of work done in the particular process. So dW can be replaced by what over here? It's the tau into d theta with the limit theta 1 to theta 2, correct? It can move from theta 1 to theta 2 over here, correct? So one thing you have to remember, now your job is to make what? To keep your dipole along the direction of electric field somewhat like this. Are you getting? So now you have studied the torque means what? It is a rotating force which is you supposed to apply where? On the dipole over here. So we have one formula, torque is equal to B sin theta, which we have discussed in the first chapter in the electric field, correct? So similarly your tau can be replaced by what? What over here? That is theta 1 to theta 2, which is equal to torque can be replaced by P E sin theta into d theta, where small p which deals with what? It is a dipole moment. What do you mean by dipole moment? What do you mean by dipole moment? Which is nothing but P which is equal to 2a into q. 2a is the length of a dipole, correct? It is the length of a dipole which gives what? 2a. So that's it. So now, what is the integration of a sin theta we have? That is the integration of a sin theta into d theta. I can take as minus cos theta, correct? Now, so can I write this is nothing but PE. What is there inside the bracket? Upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit minus lower limit, since we have minus theta over here. So can I write this is nothing but cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2 over here. Are you getting why I have done? Instead of cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1, because since we have a negative sign over here, so minus into minus plus, so that's why cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Now, if for example if theta 1 is 90 degree, if theta 1 if I make it as a 90 degree and it tends to move towards 0, so for time being I have taken theta 1 as 90, theta 2 as not mentioned, theta over here. So theta 1 can be replaced by what? 90 degree, and cos theta 2 can be replaced by what? Theta over here. So cos 90, what is the value of cos 90 I can expect? 1 into 0, that is 0. So this can be obtained as minus PE cos theta. So this is the work done I can expect when you keep your dipole under the region of external electric field over here. And one more thing, there are some certain note we are supposed to note down over here. That is, if the angle is 0, if the angle is 0 over here with respect to the external electric field, can I expect what is the work done I can expect? That is minus P cos theta. How it is so? Because the job is to mention theta as 0 usually, cos 0 is 1 into anything. What I can expect? That is anything. That is anything that I can expect minus P. Small p which deals with what? Deals with what? It is a dipole moment with respect to what? External electric field. Now, if the angle is 0, if cos 90, what is the value of cos 90? That is 0 into anything. What is the 0 I 1 into minus 1, that is plus, correct? So that's why P I can expect where P is the electric dipole moment and E is the external electric field where you have kept a dipole under the region of uniform external electric field. This is what you can expect if you keep a dipole under the region of external electric field.